it's Cake. It has been pointed out to me that I have not been doing my duty and my due diligence in helping all of you out there with knowledge I already have and should just give you. As you already know, I'm a nutritional therapist. I'm also an herbalist, and I used to own a tea shop. So there's a lot of information here that I could be giving to you that could help you out with everyday things. Starting today, or this week, or whenever I'm starting, I'd like to set up a new segment for you guys where I go over information I've collected over the years on different herbs. Most of them things you can find around your house very easily. Some of them maybe a little more difficult to procure. And I think each segment will focus on a different one. I made a few notes for today on ginger and my thoughts on ginger. It's pretty common. You can find it at grocery stores, you can order it online. If you live in the tropics, you can dig it up, I guess. So the most commonly used part is the ginger root. It's actually a rhizome, so it's the underground part of a stem. But that's semantics and doesn't really matter. All you need to know is that you can find it in a bunch of different forms. You have dried ginger like I have here. You have also technically dried ginger, but a tea bag that's pre-made. You have powdered ginger. You have fresh ginger that you can go pick up at the store. You can get ginger juice. That's the juice of the ginger. You can get ginger oil, essential oils. You can get ginger candies. You can get ginger ale. You get the idea. A lot of foods you eat have ginger. Now, ginger is great and super helpful for a number of different ailments. Digestion, nausea, migraines, cold and flu. It's actually good against various forms of infection. Menstrual pain is another one that you might not think of. It's an anti-inflammatory as well as an antioxidant. A lot of the different herbs and plants we're going to be talking about, we're going to come back to that because most of them seem to be anti-inflammatory or antioxidant. Now, as far as nausea go, there are a lot of different kinds of nausea, and this works well for most of them. Works surprisingly well for motion sickness. I'm sure you've seen those remedies a lot. It can also be good for the nausea that people experience after chemotherapy treatments or after surgeries. When we were talking about lowering your risk of infections, that's actually a kind of interesting thing. There are certain bacteria that it inhibits the growth of more than others. Oral ones, for example. Ginger is great for different gum diseases like gingivitis, but can also be good for respiratory infections like cold, flu, pneumonia. It won't solve your problem, but it will certainly help you recover quicker and help ease some of your symptoms. One of the fun things that I have found as a great use for ginger, and the reason that I drink ginger tea every single morning, is that it can help reduce the occurrences of migraines. It does this by increasing serotonin levels and also restricting blood flow, much in the way caffeine would. So if you have a coffee and that helps, ginger does a very similar thing. It not only reduces the severity of a migraine when you have one, especially if you take it right at the beginning and the onset of the discomfort, it also helps you get them with less frequency. I've effectively been treating my migraines with ginger tea every morning for 5 or 6 years now, and I can tell you that I have noticed a marked decrease in the occurrences, and when I get them, they last a shorter amount of time. Instead of having a week-long one, I'll have a day-long one, maybe a day and a half, and the intensity is much less severe. They're doing a lot of studies right now on how your brain aging related issues like Alzheimer's and dementia are affected by ginger, and they're having a lot of very encouraging results, specifically on women. So that's something to look at in the future as well. Your daily dose of ginger could be helping you mentally in the long run as well as the short run. There are also studies being done currently on its ability to lower blood sugar as well as lowering your cholesterol levels, your LDL and your triglycerides. Those are coming along pretty quickly, so we should have some definitive answers on that before too long. Now, as with anything, even though this is a very safe medicinal herb to use for the most part, I recommend that you either talk to your doctor if you have medications or go to a website like drugs.com to just make sure you don't have any odd interactions. I believe aspirin can sometimes cause a few bleeding issues if you have it in conjunction with ginger, but please double check on that before you follow any kind of a treatment course. As we mentioned before, there are a number of ways to get your ginger intake. My personal favorite is tea, but we also add it to a lot of our foods that we eat. We do a lot of curry around this house, and ginger is a huge component of that. I'm currently out of fresh ginger, and we'll have to restock on that, so I can't show you that right now, but I will tell you, if you're gonna make a tea, you can either take the easy way out, like I do a lot of mornings, and just dump a ginger tea bag into your tea, into your cup of boiling water. I recommend steeping for between 8 and 12 minutes. Normally right around 10 is the sweet spot for me. Because it is a root or a rhizome, it takes a little bit more effort and time and energy and heat to really get all of the nutrients out of that. If you decide you'd like to use some dried ginger pieces, smells really good. For starters, you get the pleasure of opening your container and taking a nice big whiff. Nice spicy aroma. You're going to want to take a heaping spoonful and dump it in an infuser of your choice. There are disposable fabric bags that you can use. There are also reusable silicone or just your classic tea ball. If you don't have any of those available, you can put it in a pan of water and then just strain it when you're done, so that you get all the pieces out and have just the tea left. And you can also use fresh ginger for this. If you're using fresh ginger to make your tea, you would simply cut it into slices, little medallions, and pop them in your boiling water. That I would do on the stove in a saucepan. And again, that is going to be where it's fresh ginger between 5 and 10 minutes for the amount of time you want to steep that. So those are my notes on ginger for you, and I hope that this is going to be helpful and that you're going to find fun and exciting ways to introduce this into your daily routine, or at least into your natural medicine cabinet. Let me know in the comments what you end up trying, or if you already use it, or information that I missed. If you're enjoying this or any of our other Cake and Whimsy videos, please hit subscribe. And now, I'm gonna go frost some cake.